All right, coming to the stage, the marvelous Mr. Robert Moore.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Pretty interesting doing comedy on Zoom. Back in the day when I used to live speak, I used to picture my audience in the underwear. Now half of you are in your underwear. It even sucks worse. I had to have my teenage son help me set up Zoom. I've raised 3 teenage boys. I kind of understand why God did what he did with his son's story, right? You get little baby Jesus cute in the manger, and then bam, it's straight on to full bearded Jesus, homebrewing wine, hanging out with fraternity brothers, right? You Men in Black anybody that could have told those teenage years. There's one thing I did learn about raising teenage boys. I never pick up clothes off the floor unless they're in an outfit, right? It has to be a pile. Socks, shorts, shirt.
There's truth there.
If there's anything off by itself, that's a lone survivor. I ain't touching it, right? A few weeks back, we cleaned up my son's room, and under his bed, around the corner, was like 18 mismatched socks, all huddled around a barrel fire like, you ain't seen the shit we've seen, man. Speaking of shit, I don't know if it was just a basement VA job that I got, but I had to get a colonoscopy a few months ago. And I guess people get put out for that, but I didn't get put out. I was awake. The doctor came in and said, you're going to feel a little pressure. I said, pressure my ass? And he said, exactly. The colonoscopy was bad, but it wasn't as bad as the prep. It's what I like to call medical grooming, right? They send you home with this 5-gallon bucket of like Indian Thai curry that you gotta drink. Now it looks like Tang, so when you see it, your mind sees one thing, your stomach feels something else, your brain's like, there's something wrong with this relationship, and your asshole's like, everybody out of here now. And the second part's pretty tough. The night before, you have to self-administer an enema. Now, that's something I just couldn't do, right? But here's the interesting part. There's not already a pre-approved design enema selection process, right? I couldn't find it in the friendship handbook. It wasn't in the bro code. It wasn't like I could call my dad and say, hey, you got plans tomorrow? I need you to stick something up my ass. So I went with the only logical choice, Craigslist. It's funny, my ex-wife answered the ad, which wasn't as odd as I thought, like, hey, you remember how you cleaned me out after divorce? I need you to finish the job. I had to get the colonoscopy for my VA rating for IBS. Guys sometimes joke about, would you take it in the butt for $1 million? Apparently I'd do it for $200 a month. It's interesting that I'm mixed. My mixed heritage. My mother is Mexican. My father is white, which makes me really upset at myself for being late all the time. I always tell people I'm Mexican from the waist down. That's not what you think. On the Hispanic side of my family, we all wear the same size pants. 44-28, just like right up there. We don't even got to move the seat when we change drivers. It's like pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out. I told that joke a few weeks ago. These 2 older white ladies came up to me and they said, you don't look Mexican. You don't sound Mexican. That's offensive. And in that moment, it felt like they just slapped my culture right out of me. They took away half of who I am just to fit their narrative. And so I had to talk to my mom. And by the way, my mom's name is Carmen Cecilia Maria Bachiche Velasquez Moore. And she's proud of that name. Like, she doesn't even drink coffee, but she'll go to Starbucks and order a small coffee just to have the fucking receipt hanging down. Hey. And my mom said, she said, tú sabes, mijito, I'm the only one that's qualified to beat the Mexican out of you. She said, be proud of your heritage. And then she said with a tear in her eye, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. She said, pero if they're paying you, shoo, shut up and be white, pendejo. And I guess the moral of the story is, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're white, black, transgender, or even a Navy veteran. You should always be proud of who you are and where you come from. Don't let anybody take that away. Unless you're in the Air Force. Then I just tell people I work for the government.
Whoa, easy there.
With peace and love.
Hoorah,
And
hoorah.
por la raza, I'm Robert Moore. Thank you. Woo! Bit one.